Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 492. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Monday, the 13th of July, and we are recording separately again because over the 4th, we being me, not at my house, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend came over, and then another couple friend of ours came over. And just as of about an hour ago, the brother-in-law tested positive for COVID. So I have no symptoms. It's been over a week, but we're being super cautious and just recording from a distance again for, at least this week and probably next, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we're both fine, but we're just going to be careful anyway. So there's no reason not to. I forgot to do a decrease on that row, so I got to go back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm almost done
So
with the row that I'm on.
it's been almost 2 weeks, well, about a week and a half since we recorded.
Yeah. You
We
had
kind
an
of,
on-call session that was a little bit more intense.
yeah, which sort of also resulted in me having almost nothing. And I say that a lot, but I genuinely mean I had almost nothing to show. And Laura had been doing a lot of really fine spinning, so it
Yeah,
didn't
that's
look
also true.
like she had a lot going on. So we just decided to wait.
Yep.
But yeah, we're here now. I can go first if you'd like, or you can go, whatever works.
Why don't you go first? Because I'm almost the end
Okay.
of this row, but I'm not quite there yet.
So what I'm working on right this second, I'm putting or toes right now, into a sock tube. This is from Query Yarn in the Heirloom Pumpkins colorway.
I love that colorway. I hope she does that again.
Laura cranked this one for me, so I'm only going to get to count the heels and toes for yardage for SSK. So it's
We
one
bought
big.
that when we were in Scotland on the train, and
Oh
she only had
yeah,
one, and I really wanted it too, but she only had one.
but you got something else.
Yeah, I did. I got two skeins. I got two skeins of like Halloween colors.
And I think I got something else as well, but I don't think it's been cranked yet.
Yeah, you did. I cranked them all. You got three skeins, and I cranked all three. You did. You showed one a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Um, and I've got one to show this week as well, aside from this one then. So this is Heirloom Pumpkin.
I friggin'
Laura
love
cranked
that.
it the way that I prefer, which is just in one big long tube. So what I'll do is I'll put a toe in each end, and I've already marked where the center is with a little bulb stitch marker here. So I'll just snip a thread and separate the two ends into two separate tubes. Then I will do fold over cuffs and put in heels. These will be relatively long socks, but once I do a fold over cuff, that takes about 2 inches roughly out of
You
it.
want to
So
explain? I guess you can explain what that is on your
yeah,
finished
so I'll
one.
show when I do my finished, I'll show what I mean. But yeah, so this I just took the waist yarn out of one end earlier today, and I've just started the decreases on the toe. I'm using one of the little it used to be Truffle Shuffle. I
Yeah.
don't remember what she is now, but I'm using
Something circus.
a little unicorn just to mark which side is the top, so I know when to stop or start decreases.
I do that as well.
So that's really the only thing I'm actively working on. I've got a bunch of finished crocheted squares, but I'll show those in FOs. Like, they're not anything remarkable.
Did
What
you
about
work
you?
on your tube cowl at all?
No.
Or no?
Mm-mm. I don't
Oh.
even know where it is, to be honest with you.
I started another row, so I'm in the middle of a row, but I'll show it to you. I am working on my blanket, my Tin
Bounce.
Can Knits bounce blanket out of
Neighborhood
Neighborhood
Fiber
Fiber
Company.
Company in the Belair colorway, which is this green. And then the second is a Shades of Turquoise kit. It's her DK weight, which is Studio DK. And this is actually going to go into the bin because the friend that I was making it for has gotten a ton of handcrafted blankets. And she's been posting everything on Facebook, but she's gotten like quilts and granny squares and all kinds of blankets. So I don't think she needs one more blanket. And she also announced her nursery colors, and it doesn't go with her nursery colors. They're Mickey Mouse. So haven't. I pulled out a skein of Volmiza DK in a bright yellow to do like a twinkle twinkle. I have like a skein and a half left from another project. So I might do that as a blanket instead, but I haven't decided. But I'm finishing this one first, and it'll just
So
go
is
in
a
the bin.
Twinkle Twinkle, is that one solid color? I can't remember what that one is.
Yeah, it's one color.
Okay.
So I got a bright yellow, and Mickey Mouse's like belt is bright yellow, so it would go. Um, and this will just get saved for another special person. Um, but I really enjoy the pattern. It's just every row lace during this lace section.
Yeah.
So it moves pretty slow for me. I have to force myself to work on it. But like the yarn is incredible. I really, really enjoy the yarn. And I should have enough left over to do like a little mini sweater that matches.
Oh.
So that'll go to someone else in the future. And then the second thing that I'm actively working on, and I purposely didn't cast on anything new this week, like in the last 2 weeks, because I want to finish two things before I cast on something else. Because I've been having like a summer of just like casting on baby hats and casting on other random stuff and then not making any progress on anything. So I wanted to kind of make some progress on some items. So this is Flax Light. And the gray is Urban Girl Yarns. I should actually move my show notes so I can read them. Little things. Um, so it's Urban Girl Yarns, and it's on in the Sunday Love colorway, and it's on size 2.5 needles. And then the rainbow is a Vesper Knitterly Things rainbow that was left over from a pair of Rose City rollers that I started a couple years ago. So I have one of those socks done and not the second one. And it was the first sock that I knit when I switched over to size zeros. So I think it's like 56 stitches on size zero. So I need to try the first one on and see if I just need to frog them and then restart or what I need to do. But I thought that was a cute little detail.
Yeah. I dig it.
Just to add that little bit of color. And of course, with the Tin Can Knits, um, this pattern, it's got like that garter detail on the sleeve as well. So it's not a quick knit. Like size 2.5 needles is pretty small, but the rainbows went really, really fast because I
Because
was
they're
like
interesting.
super into it.
Yeah.
And now I'm back on the gray, which is going less fast. But I have an inch to go. And then I'll do the bottom detail. I'm not certain if it's garter. I'll probably do garter, even if it's stockinette or even if it's like ribbing, because I think that'll look super cute. Although it's got the ribbing at the top. I'll probably do ribbing. Yeah, because it's got ribbing up there. So yeah, that's getting worked on, and I'm hoping to finish that this week. And then this will go to that same friend that was going to get the blanket. So I'll have at least one thing done for her. Plus I've knit a ton of baby hats this summer, so more than one thing. But you know, you have finished objects though, and I want to hear all about your finished objects.
Well, they're not nearly as exciting as you're making the lead up. First, Laura and I got these from TheKnitGirlls. She sells these little darning loom things.
Yeah.
So they're intended to help you use to darn socks. So they're sort of they're kind of like a darning mushroom, but they've got some added features that help. And I hadn't used it yet, so I thought, well, I've got a sock that's got a hole, so I'll try it. And these are.
How did those socks get holes?
I think these are. It's just one on the top of the foot. I'm not certain how that happened, but the Desert Vista, but I can't remember the color. I want to say Ready Player One. I think these are Ready Player One. But it had a hole in the top of the foot, and I took an intentionally different colored yarn and used the little darning kit thing. And it basically sort of, it's got this like heddle at the top. So
it's based off the metal darning kit, like looms that they used to sell in the like early 19th century, I believe.
Okay. I've not seen those, but yeah, it's got it sort of makes that little section of your fabric into kind of a loom, and it gives you a good way to isolate the issue and mend it. And I wasn't super careful about it being very pretty or
so it
perfect.
creates a woven patch.
Yeah, so I think I used, I don't remember what it was. It was some gray that I had in my scrap basket. But so now that's a mended sock. So now I can wear this pair again. I pulled out another pair that I put aside to be mended without really looking. I noticed that it had a hole in the cuff. And when I pulled it out after I finished this one to mend, it had like, I don't know what happened. It must have gotten caught in the dryer or something. I don't dry my socks anymore in the dryer, but this was from then. But it's got like holes all through the cuff. There's no salvaging it.
Aww.
So
I'm
gonna
what sock was it?
I can't remember. I think it was one of the ones that came in the ball, lollipop. I think it was a lollipop color, but I can't remember which one it was.
That's very sad.
So
that's the thing about socks, like they're made to wear out over time too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, they're made out of wool, and sometimes nylon. They're not made out of, iron. They're going to eventually wear out.
And that's kind of the fun thing about them too, is
Yeah, well, if you can make them yourself, then that's the fun thing.
Yeah.
It's less fun if you're dependent on others. So this is also query.
Ooh.
This is the Peace Be Upon You color. I don't know if that's one of the ones we got in that update or not.
It is, and it was a Christmas color.
Yeah.
Christmas or Hanukkah.
Holiday.
I think that's a Christmas one.
Yeah. So this one, Laura cranked these tubes for me as well. So again, I'm only getting about 50 yards, roughly. I'm just estimating on the yardage because I really don't know. But yeah, I made no effort for them to match in any way because the colors are so like thin and they feel kind
I made
of
an
sporadic.
effort to make them match when I cranked them.
Oh, well, I didn't, so. Yeah, so I did a folded over hem, so let me show you what I mean by that. Let me scoot up a little bit so I can better show.
We bored the puppy, so she wandered off.
Well, we are boring, so there is that. So, Laura cranks the socks. So our sock machine is an Erlbacher Gerhardt Speedster. They did not send us the machine, but people will ask if we don't say what kind it was. But
we purchased it.
We purchased it. It was not sent for review or anything. So it stays at Laura's house, and when Laura cranks for me, she'll crank one long tube because that's what I prefer. And so what I'll do is I will take about 1.5 inches of the top. So if I were to use this one as an example, so this is the one that I'm working on, it's the other end. And so this up here, this orange is just waste yarn. So this is the yarn that we put on in preparation for the real yarn. And so what I'll do is I'll pull this out, and then I will take it and I will sort of turn it inside out for 6 inches or so, just so that I can see it clearly. And then I will take this and fold it up about 1.5 inches, roughly. Sometimes I'll split it right in the middle of a color, sometimes I won't. So it's just sort of folded up like that. and then I'll just tack down each stitch with loose tension. I do intend to do a video on this at some point, but I just sort of tack down each stitch to the one underneath it. I just run the needle through it and through the stitch underneath it. And I make sure that I keep it really loose so that when I'm done, I can stretch the cuff and it won't be tight right there where the joint is.
I was gonna say it does make it a little bit tighter though than like a traditional ribbed.
Yes, yeah, it a little less flexible too.
Yes.
But my socks have relatively short cuffs, so I don't necessarily. It doesn't affect me so much. Pearl is very angry at you about something.
When you are bored and mommy is doing something on a call, you have to immediately get and dance and bark at her because that is what happens. Get over here, silly girl. Until she
These
pets
might be a
you
little bit longer than the other
and
ones.
rewards you for terrible behavior.
Of
So they
course.
always do it every time she's on a call with anyone.
So now I've been taught that this is the way to get attention.
Yeah. Go lay down, Pearl. And then I'll come give you kisses because I want you to know, mommy, that I love you.
That's why I bark, because I love you so much. Mommy.
Hey, what are you wearing, by the way?
Mommy. All right. So aside from that, I've been working on squares.
You did not hear me. What are you wearing, friend?
Oh, sorry. This is a Caulfield cardigan, Caulfield. It's by Amy Herzog. It was before she started doing custom fit, or right around the same time she started doing custom fit.
I don't know that custom fit's still in operation, actually.
I think it is.
Because I know she got like a full-time IT position.
Yeah, but that it's still, it was like a couple months ago. So
Okay.
pretty sure it still is. And it's out of Quince and Company linen. I think it's Sparrow is the base. It's a fingering weight. It was actually my first fingering weight like garment for me.
Oh, cool. I did not realize that.
Yeah. Now Pearl's barking. Or now, I mean, Buffy's barking. This I found on my sofa. Do you know why that might be?
Oh, I do know why that is. That's mine.
The shaft of a bobbin for the electric eel Nano.
Mini. Yeah, Nano, I'm sorry. It must have fallen out of the bag when I was over there.
Yeah, I think it did.
I'll come get it back from you in 14 days.
Yeah.
Pearl, stop! You're being so rude.
So what I've been doing is I've been using this yarn from Michaels, from their brand, their house brand, I think is Loops and Threads, and the yarn is called Impeccable. It's 100% acrylic. So this week, or week and a half, I crocheted 3 skeins worth.
Oh, wow.
Which is between 75 and 85. It sort of depends. Like most of the time I'll get 27 out of a skein, but sometimes I'll only get 25. Each one takes around 11 or 12 yards. So I added this sort of seafoamy green, this kind of heather gray, and then this cream.
Can you hold up one of each color?
Well, yeah, so I've got one of each color on my little, I put, grabbed like one of these long safety pins. And so I've got one of each color on here. I may take the hot pink out because it's the only one that keeps it from being like sort of a neutral-ish blanket. So let me take that one out and I'll show you.
Hey, stop barking at me.
But it's so fun. I bark at you and you pay attention to me. It's magic.
It is magic of some
So these are my colors. I've got like bright green, hunter green, seafoamy green, 2 grays, black, a blue, a cream. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus the pink is 9. The next color I'm going to work on is this sort of rose color.
Yeah, I think taking out that pink might, I don't know.
Yeah, I could use it in something else. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I put. Oh, and I sewed a bunch of masks this week. Do you want to do your FOs? And I'll show my masks
Yeah, give me
later.
one. I messed up this blanket, so I'm having to.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Maybe
Someone's not.
paying attention to Pearl will help.
Maybe. Hey, I'm gonna shut this door. Get out. Move. Move. No, you're on the wrong side.
Mommy, you won't hear me bark if you close that door.
I mean, it'll muffle it a little bit. I finished my little vest by
Aww.
Lisa Chimmery,
Shimmery.
and it is out of another Crafty Girls Pound Puppy colorway. It was on size 7 needles. The buttons are supposed to come tomorrow. Now she's barking it outside. I don't know what's going on. But I got little paw print buttons for this button right there. She's throwing herself on the ground and grunting like a toddler.
If you need to go pay attention to her, I can cut it out.
No, it's fine. I'll get her in a second. Oh my goodness. This is why people with small children can't record podcasts. Come over here. Come right here and you'll get pets. Anyway, so it's this cute little baby vest. It's got I-cord detailing around the top. So you pick that up and attach it as you go. So it's like an attached I-cord. It's got slip stitch details. And it was a fun little project to knit on. I did the 6 month. I did like the third size. So I think the 6 to 12 month size. Maybe a little bit larger. Because this is going to go to one of my coworkers who had a little baby boy back in, when all my coworkers had their kids on the same day. Basically, that is going to go to her then, and I think I can squeeze out enough with contrast color to do like a little matching hat as well. So yeah, because I had like a skein and a smidge left, and this used around 200 yards.
You could do some little socks or something.
Yeah, or like those little mitts that go over their hands. So that is the only thing that I finished, and then I have some spinning to talk about.
Oh, I forgot my spinning again.
So, did you spin?
No, the spinning and the core spinning from your house.
Again.
It's still downstairs.
And I made you a little core spinning
I
kit so that
know.
you could finish it. So this is a true 3-ply. This is Superwash Corridale. And I talked to Into the World because I really like this base and I hope that she gets more of it. But she can't find it right now, I guess. But this is in Gilmore's Glorious Goods, and I divided it into 3, and then I flipped my braids, my little mini nest of fiber so that the same colors were not matching up. So it's got like 3 different colors on
I
each.
dig it. Makes me happy.
It's also bulky, so I figured you would.
Yeah.
It's 150 yards. So it'll be like a nice bulky weight or Aran weight, more Aran weight hat or something along those lines. So I'll have to look for some Aran weight patterns. I do appreciate the fact that it's superwash. And then the other thing, there's one random strand. I don't know where that came from. This is Into the World Falkland in a gradient bat. So Into the World sells bats when they do in-person shows. So I think I got this at either Rhinebeck the year we went or Maryland Sheep and Wool. Like I had to get it one of those two.
Yeah, I've got one of their bats. I think it's a Vampires of Venice.
That's what this is.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
I kept this as a gradient and I just spun it worsted, basically end to end to keep the colors chunked together, and then I chain plied it. So it is 220 yards, so a worsted weight of a chain ply gradient. So I really, really am digging this one. I'll do something, maybe a cowl out of this one. Something along those lines. And then what I still have that I started spinning is some more Into the World. This is unobtainium on Polworth, and I did a terrible job of dividing my bobbins, my fiber to spin the singles. So I'll be doing a bunch of Andean plying when this is over and done with. But yeah, this is gonna be a 2-ply. I think I spun this fractally. Now I can't even remember. It was spun on the Ladybug. All this stuff was spun on the Ladybug until what I go to show you next. So yeah, so 8 ounces plus another 4 to ply, plus another 8 to ply, but I have to wait till this gets to 12. This is my giant sweater mashup spin out of Hello Yarn, and I'm spinning this on the Matchless.
And so these two were already spun, right?
No, I spun one of these last week.
Oh.
And the other one, half of it was done, and I had spun the other half the week before.
So this is like 2 weeks worth of work.
Well, I started this project last November.
Oh, I remember that. I'm talking about what you have in your hands right now.
Yeah, a little bit over that, because I had already done like half of this bobbin before.
So it's a 3-ply, right? Your end result. And so each bobbin is how many ounces?
4 ounces. So it's gonna be 12 total ounces.
Like
Well,
in the
it's gonna
whole
be the whole
project,
project will be 24 total.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you finished 12 ounces last year.
November.
Okay, all right. That's where I was getting confused. Okay.
And then, so one of this, the colorway is like dragon scales, and I had 4 ounces of that. So that's this one. And then the other two is a mashup of, hold on, I will tell you. I didn't put it in the show notes because this is fiber from 2014. So, no one is going to be able to get their hands on it probably. So wrestling skills was the first one. And then, I didn't write down the second two. But the third will be Dragon Business and the Burrows. So they all have like a dragon theme too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be my dragon sweater. From the first 12 ounces, I got over 1,000 yards. So by the time I'm done with this, I should get around 2,000 yards of I'm going to do the, like, grist of it to really figure out what it is, but it's going to be between a sport DK. So I haven't picked out a pattern for it yet because I want to swatch and do all that jazz.
That's a smart plan.
I also still have some left over from the bobbins from back in November. So like if I run out of one bobbin, I can add back in too. So I'll probably end up with more like 2,200 yards at the end, which is a good amount for a sweater.
Yeah, that's way more than you need.
Yeah, it depends on the sweater, but yeah.
Even a fingering weight sweater, like unless it's heavily cabled, that's a lot of yarn.
Yeah, like the one that Kelly knit that we saw at Portage uses, I think around 2,000 in my size.
Yeah.
So, and that's got pockets.
It's sort of a garter stitch.
Yeah.
With some fun detail on the back.
So that I'd like to knit that if this works for that. If not, I have like 3 sweater spins going on. I have 2 fleece ones and then this. So my goal for Stash Dash this year was to finish all the sweater spins that I already had on the wheels. Which I have till like mid-August, so it still could happen. I have a pound still to spin on what's on the Reeves right now, and around 4 ounces of what needs to be spun on the Lendrum, and then all the plying for both those.
Yeah.
So should have gotten a daedalus wheel to do all that plying on.
Yeah, because that's what you need is a wheel
with giant bobbins.
We've got the Blackbird. It has huge bobbins.
Yeah, the new data list will hold up to like 22 ounces.
Seriously, how often are you going to need 22 ounces in one skein?
Um,
Sometimes, maybe.
So I need it twice for this summer. I just totally pearled across this thing that I messed up.
That's what you get.
I know. That is what I get for acting silly. Um What was I going? I think that's all that I have to talk about spinning wise. I spun a little bit I applied more this weekend. I applied those two versus spinning. So I really need to get back to spinning. Yeah. So I'm gonna put the blanket down and I'm gonna start working on the flex light because that I have not messed up yet. And instead of being lace, it's just round and round and round, and I feel like I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe. What have you been reading, friend, or watching?
I haven't really been watching a lot. Let's see.
We watched Canadian Drag Race.
Yes, that's true.
With
So
Jimbo.
we Canadian Drag Race. This is the first year they're doing it. RuPaul's not hosting. Jeffrey
The guest host.
Boyman something.
And then 3 judges.
Rachel something. She's was on Canada's Next Top Model and some other stuff. It's beautiful.
She's a supermodel, yeah.
And then the other guy,
Brooklyn Heights.
I forget. Oh, Brooklyn Heights. Yeah, no, I was thinking about the other guy who looks like he was on Glee, but he wasn't. He was on something else. Blonde guy. I can't remember. Oh no, that's
They do a guest host.
yeah.
So he's
Okay,
just a guest host.
that's maybe who I was
So the
thinking of.
host is switching every week.
Yeah.
But the 3 judges judge together and they decide who stays or goes together. It's like a decision between the 3.
We watched the first 2 episodes.
Yep, because that's what's available.
Hardcore vote right now, I'm saying right now, is Jimbo. I want Jimbo to win everything. Jimbo is amazing.
He's come in like the top 3 twice now.
He's so like conceptual and interesting, and I am all about him. I
But
like Bo
also
as
like
well.
super shady, which I also like.
Yeah, he's one of the older queens. I think he's like 36 or 37, which I appreciate, you know. Boa, I like okay. I feel like she might kind of fall apart at some point.
I like
But
the person from the Bahamas.
Oh yeah, who took refuge in
Canada.
that's not him.
Yeah.
Oh, took refuge in Canada. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Continental.
Jimbo like erased everybody else from me. Jimbo came in that like
it's
Mickey
also
Mouse.
hard when there's 12 queens to start with. It takes
Yeah.
a couple episodes unless they're like very
memorable.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jimbo for the win, Canada's Drag Race. I'm all about this. So as far as reading, I'm reading The Wizard's Butler by Nathan Lowell. It's sort of a paranormal urban fantasy. There's no romance in it.
Is it on Kindle Unlimited?
No, I don't think so, but I think it was like $1. It wasn't very expensive, but it's like 500 pages. So it's taken me most of the week to get through it.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, I'm liking it. It's about this old man who declares himself a wizard, and his niece is trying to get him declared incompetent so she can get his stuff because he's super rich. And he hires a butler to help him, like, you know, cook meals and just basic stuff. And this guy's very like ordinary, came from the army, and then he was an EMT, and he's just trying to take all this in stride. And the old guy's like dying because of an amulet or something. I'm only about like halfway through it, so it's good, but I have to sort of take breaks and so I've been also rereading Rise of the Illyri, which is a sort of a female warrior sci-fi. It's advertised as having a reverse harem. I don't remember that, but I only finished the first book last time, and now there's 3, so I'm going back to reread it. So I'll have to keep y'all updated on that one. I've only restarted it, got like 10% in last night. So, and then I decided this past week, because On Call was terrible, that I needed some fluff. So I've been re-listening to some football male romance books. So there's 2 by S.E. Harmon, The Blueprint and A Deeper Blue. And there's 2 by Santino Hassel. For some reason, they're no longer on Audible. I have them on Audible, so they were there at some point, but they're not there anymore. But the books are still available on Amazon. Illegal Contact, and I think the second one is Down by Contact. But anyway, that's what I've been reading and listening to. And I've been obsessively playing this match game, because why bother cleaning my house when I can pretend to clean a digital screen?
That's me in Animal Crossing. I got golden roses on Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I have a couple now, so that made me very excited.
Yeah.
And what else have I done? I participated in the fishing tourney on Animal Crossing this week.
I did that.
Which
but I
was
only
fun.
did one round of like fishing, and I was like, yeah. And then I put it down and forgot about it.
I used over 100 baits, so I need to, this coming month, I guess they do it every other month.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get some bait regurgitated and crafted so that I have 100 for the next one. I got a trophy for, I don't know, getting over 100 points. They do trophies for 100, 200, and 300, I guess.
Cool.
And I have everything but the fish wand. That's the only thing I'm missing.
Oh, cool.
So I don't think the first time it happened, I realized that you should play it like over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Get,
I
like,
did that when it was the bug one, but the Saturday, for some reason, I forgot about it. And
yeah, well, that's how I was with the first one. So I need to get back with that.
I caught a sunfish.
I did too.
Like,
They're
it was so
weird.
big you couldn't see me, like, holding it. It was like, yay, I caught a sunfish. And I'm like, where is my character? You can't even see it.
I got like 3 in a row. Like, it was so bizarre during the fishing tourney, and then no other sharks. Like, that was the only shark looking thing that I caught during that whole. I got a ton of mackerels, but that was.
Sometimes I feel like I've caught every freaking dace that the world has ever generated.
Sea bass.
Yeah.
That's it for me. I got stung by a scorpion last night because I am at terrible scorpion catching.
I never am able to catch them on my own island. But if you go to the Mystery Islands, if you get a bamboo island where there's no water in the main part of the island, only the ocean,
you can cut down all the bamboo and make it.
Set up the holes so that you can jump and evade them. And I can farm scorpions that way, but I never catch them on my own island. So,
well, I might have to have someone gift me a scorpion just so I can put it in my museum. I never got a tarantula either.
Oh, I can send you a scorpion. I don't know that I have tarantulas, or
they're out of season anymore.
Now. Yeah,
that's fine.
But I can send you a scorpion.
My Animal Crossing time is about to get cut to very minimal once
because school is starting back, and Mississippi has decided that it's plenty safe to send kids to school.
So our district is offering 2 options. You can either choose to, and once you make your choice, I don't think you can change, at least for a semester.
Yeah, I need to call Kobe's counselor to talk to her. So
you can do distance learning, where there will be a teacher who does distance learning for the different subject areas, or you can do in person. They're not mask guidelines, though. The school district is buying teachers 2 masks and 1 face shield to teach, but our class sizes can be up to 32.
Yeah, so it's impossible to do social distancing appropriately. The schools aren't built for it.
And my school has 1,100 students in it when we're at like our normal capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just trying to see how many people sign up for distance learning and how that's going to affect stuff. I got my budget and it did not increase at all for library. So the majority of my budget this year is going to be spent on ebooks and digital audiobooks because I still need to provide resources for those kids that are doing distance learning.
Yeah.
Which means that there won't be a whole lot of physical book purchasing, which, I mean, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I have my Amazon wish list for physical book purchasing, and hopefully I'll get some donations. Yeah. So I haven't met these incoming fifth graders yet. I'm super excited to, because usually we do like a tour in the spring where they get
Yeah,
to tour
that's right.
the building and stuff. Um, and I get to ask them, like, what kinds of things do you like to read? And they fill out a little form for me, and then I get an idea of what I should be purchasing for the library over the summer. So I didn't get to do that. I do have a digital form on my website that they can fill out, and I've had a couple fill that out over the summer. So that's part of how I've been adding to my Amazon wish list. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Like other places in the United States, Mississippi's COVID numbers are rising. We went up 328 today, I believe.
Yeah. Ours are really high. And I was reading an article about how Mississippi and a lot of sort of rural areas, especially, um, had just gotten additional funding this year for support of HIV and AIDS, because apparently that's a large issue in Mississippi. I
Huh.
didn't realize it, but I don't know why I wouldn't think that. But as soon as they got that money, it got that COVID happened. And so all that's been completely derailed. We, just like most places, do not have the infrastructure to handle,
Large
testing and
hospitalization.
all
Yeah.
that. But unlike some places, Mississippi is very slow to change, and to accept new ideas. So, yeah, there's no point in like debating it, I guess. And there's no debate because Laura and I are pretty much in agreement on most of these things. It's stressful, and I wish that we had people who were more progressive about, well, progressive is the wrong word, logical about people's health, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. On a happier note, we this would have been SSK week.
Yeah. I don't know that that's a happy note. It kind of makes me very sad, but
Well, but
we're doing
again,
something digital.
yeah, we're gonna do a market on Saturday. So we're not hosting anything like on our site or any of that. What we're gonna do, and Laura and Gwen have spearheaded almost all of this, but basically we're working with the vendors so that they can make videos of their special and unique and SSK related items, as well as anything else they want to
Yeah, like
show.
booth tours or shop models that they want to
Yeah,
show, or products that they want to show, or just goofy little things that they want to do that best to describe their store. So they're making up to a 15-minute video. And
mhm,
in that 15-minute video, there will be a secret word, which makes me think of Pee Wee's Playhouse.
yeah,
And there's a Google form, and anyone can participate in this. Not just people who are going to SSK. So if you collect 5 of the secret words, and there's over 20 vendors, then you submit them through the Google form, and you are entered to win a prize. And we have some amazing prizes, like
yeah.
Whimsy
And so
Stitches donated a bag and pin. Miss Babs donated a $75 gift certificate. Um,
there's
who
like a half a
else?
dozen other
Yeah,
Umbacito
Jillian
Fiber sent
Marino
something.
donated an autographed book and
Hmm.
some fiber. Acreworks donated a super scanner, I believe,
Which Laura still doesn't possess.
but I really want one. I was like, how can I make this become mine?
Yeah.
Just lots and lots. And I know Una Basito donated some stuff. Un Basito. Um, So there's lots and lots of awesome, amazing things, and those are all going to be listed on our website. The videos will be posted to the SSK website, as well as the link to the form and more information about prizes. And then we'll also have the videos uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So you
And
guys
so all
can
of
see
this
them
goes
there.
live Saturday
at 8 a.m.
18th at 8 a.m. And we will show the prizes next week when we record, if we have them. Sometimes, some of them, the vendors are going to send them directly.
Yeah.
And pull the prizes next week as well.
Yeah, we'll give people around probably a week to fill out the form.
Like Laura said, anybody can enter. All the information about how to enter, what to do, all that, like Laura said, is going to be on the KnitGirlls.com website, the Super Summer Knit Together website. If you are a member of Ravelry, we can put it in the Ravelry group as well.
Yeah.
And if you're signed up for notifications on the Super Summer Knit Together's website, like if you got a notification when the lottery opened, then we'll make sure that you get an email as well when everything goes live.
Yeah,
I
did
have
you
to
tell
send
Glenn
Gwen
about that?
the
Yeah.
login information for our
because she is going to send out emails today.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we'll have that information up shortly.
But all the vendors are already listed on the SSK website.
So. And some of them have been doing sharing information on social media.
Yeah, on Instagram.
About special colorways or, unique or fun things they're going to have in their market. Just like at SSK, all the proceeds go directly to the vendors. We don't take any of that. No, we're just trying to, help
facilitate
boost
the flow of information to support our vendors
and help you find something that you love. So
yeah.
What else do we have to talk about? I think that's really it. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it. I have not checked my stash yardage in a while. What are you at now?
What are you at now?
No, I haven't checked it.
You're over 10,000 meters. I am at 4,212 meters.
That's good, though.
You're going to eviscerate me when you ply your sweater spins.
I should get good yardage from that, yeah. We'll see if, once school starts back, because I know they're still doing, extracurriculars as of right now, like marching bands practicing and stuff. So, if I have extra duties, then in August, we go back on the 3rd, I think. Then I'm not going to be getting a ton done. I feel like I haven't gotten a ton done this week, but we'll see.
Oh, I have masks. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. I want to see your masks.
Okay,
your cussy masks.
Yeah. If you are offended by vulgarity or foul language, you can probably go ahead and end here.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching.
Here.
But
your clips on your boobs are driving me nuts.
Sorry, they're barrettes to keep my hair out of my face. I put them on my
your random boob clips. You have 4 of them.
You leave my boob clips alone. I've got one more. Shut up. Look, if you had boobs as huge as mine, you would use them for storage too.
I use my hair for storage of DPM.
So, I was talking to a friend of ours in Nashville who I will not name because she likes people to think she's mean. She's really not. But we were chatting about something, I don't remember what, and she was showing me some fabric that she had, and I was like, oh my God, I need to get some of that. Is it spoon flower? And she said, yeah. And so she told me who the person was, the designer was, and I went out and ordered. Spoon flower lets you choose, if you want to get a half yard of this and a half yard of that, they'll print it together to save money, but they also have an option. They call it dinner napkins, but it's 12 by 12 squares, and you can get 12 of them on 2 yards total. So you can get 12 different patterns, within 2 yards. So that's really cool. So I did that, but they have like a month lead time right now, which I understand.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I want to make some. So she
Are you
cut
gonna
me
wear
off.
these, or are you?
Some of them I will, some of them I'll give away. But again, they have sweary language. So these are all from Cynthia Frenette on Spoonflower. I'll put a link in the show notes to her Spoonflower page. You can order these directly from Spoonflower if you want. But it's actually the same lady who, I didn't realize this, but who made the flying pigs,
Oh,
which I've had this fabric for like a couple years and I really like it. I didn't realize that it was the same lady, but it is.
cool.
So there's flying pigs. This one is not a Cynthia Frenette, but it was just a pig fabric that I liked. So I have
Aw.
one of those. So this one, fresh out of F's. Total crap show. This, I have a wallet that has this on it.
That your friend made you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This one says total badass.
I do love that one. I wish that did not have the cussing in
Yeah.
it.
This one you could wear though. It just says nope.
Oh yeah, I can wear that one. Can I have that one?
Yeah. I'll put this
Excellent.
aside for you. So, and I've got a couple of each of these. This one you might recognize Amy Beth bag
Yes.
where it says, please, I'm a unicorn.
Yes.
Please, I'm a unicorn. So I've made several of each of these. There's a sloth that says what effing ever. Uh, this effing sucks.
I feel like these are the perfect pandemic masks.
Yeah. I made Michael one of these. This is also Cynthia Frenette, but it says back the F off, 6 feet,
6 feet.
mother effer. And then these are my favorite, I'm not going to lie. This is not by Cynthia Frenette. This is a fabric called the Selfie Cat fabric. If I can
Oh
find,
yes.
I will put a link, but I can't I bought this a couple of years ago and I used it when I made Amy's chicken boots bag.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can find it. If I can, I'll put a link in the show notes, but it's called Selfie Cats. And so it's cats pretending to take selfies.
Amazing.
So
Kobe needs that.
yeah, I made one for him. I made 6 of these total because I figure I can give one of these to like my favorite nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
Although maybe not because she probably uses disposables because she probably has to get a new one for each patient.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've made several of these. Some I have in mind for people to give away, but do you want a selfie cat? I'll put one aside for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I'm up
so,
to
and I made
20 masks now. So I have 20.
I made
So that should get me through a
24
couple
this
days.
weekend. I used a free pattern from, and it is linked in the show notes, and it's from freesewing.org. I used 7 inches of elastic on each side, and I just sewed it directly into the side. It
Oh,
doesn't
I want to see if Michael can print some of the mask holders for me on his 3D printer.
mask holders.
Yeah, they're like these little pieces of plastic that go like behind your neck and you
Oh, and
attach
they just
the
like clip
mask
into it or
loops.
something?
Yeah, they hold the mask loops.
Oh, okay.
They're like you could do the same thing with like a zip tie. But these kind of like
Oh,
the crochet button
yeah, I
ones
was going
go
to
like
make a
that,
bunch
but
of those.
they're like 3D printed ones of those. I figure my guys might be more willing to wear those.
Yeah, although they wouldn't be as flexible. I feel like they might be rougher on your
I
head,
don't
but
know. If people have tried them, let me know.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't, so
I hate sewing on buttons is the only thing with the button ones, but
yeah. I mean,
I have to get over it.
I wouldn't make any effort to make them pretty because all they're going to be used for is loops. But yeah, I had planned on making some of those this week for your teachers. Because I'm not out enough to need it. Like I just wear the loops over my ears for the 20 minutes or
Yeah.
whatever if I'm out. So, but I don't have to wear it all day. So,
And I'm planning on switching my mask. I'm actually going to classrooms. They're not coming to the library as of right now. So the kids I upped the number of books that they can check out, but I also upped the number of books that they can place on holds, because once a book comes back, I have to quarantine it for 72 hours. So that with
The whole
the
process will be
hold,
slower.
yeah, it'll be much slower. So, and also like that gives them wiggle room. Like it's not going to yell at me if they have like those 2 books on hold and
Right.
like on quarantine and then check 2 more books out. I might actually up that to 6. Um, but what was I going with this? There was some link it. Oh, so I'm going to be switching my mask between each classroom that I go to and
And so
wiping down my
you just
face
wash
shield.
them in the washing machine in between uses.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I'll have to take out if they have like a piece of metal. I'll have to take those out. You can actually use hot water and Dawn dish detergent and then just, swish them around, let them sit for a while, and then rinse them out. So
That's a
that might
good
be what.
use for your spinner, your
Yes.
countertop spinner.
And my dryer I have a sweater dryer with a fan on it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So also for that, the one place I got masks said that you should like isolate them in a plastic bag for 24 hours after wearing before washing them. So I don't know what that's about. I'll have to do more research because I hadn't heard that anywhere else.
Yeah, if they're going directly into the wash, then I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist or anything, so
Yeah,
but yeah, if you know, then feel free to comment
absolutely.
and let us know. So yeah, I think that's it. We hope that you, if you are able, enjoy shopping the SSK market this weekend.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, we will talk to you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.